Hey everyone, this is my second video of the day, and this one is going to be quite a profound one and with a lot of important information that I received during a journeying that I did last night. I'm really nervous about this one because the information is it's so profound spiritually and on many levels. I forgot to say it's Wednesday, 16th of September 2020, and what happened last night was I got contacted by Spirit. It's hard to explain. It's like a voice I heard and I felt it was an Indigenous elder who came, and he said, "You need to sit and journey. I need to talk to you." And he made me do it at a very specific time. And he said 22:22, which is 10:22, but in 24-hour time, 22:22. So I start my journeying, the usual. I start listening to music, and I'm thinking, maybe it's not going to be about Uluru, or maybe it's going to be about something else. And my mind wanders like it does with all meditation. And I couldn't feel that pull towards anything. I start thinking of all the questions everyone asks me, what's happening in this country? What's happening next in this country? What's going on politically? And I'm trying to get that feeling, that pull, and I'm not getting it. And finally, I'm going to call him Uncle. He's an elder. And he said to me, "You've come with me. I need to show you something." And I see these red earth and footprints walking along in the earth. And it was his bare feet walking along. I had to follow him. And he gave me some information about ceremony that needs to be done at Uluru. And this information I've passed on to an elder who contacted me, Auntie Trish. And she's a really special lady, and she lives in the Southern Highlands. I might have got that wrong, but I think she lives in that area, Mittagong area. And she contacted me about a week ago, and so I gave her this information about what I saw as far as ceremony goes, and that's sacred information. But I got permission from her to mention her name and to do this video. So Uncle, old man who came to me, he was dressed like he had the paint on his face, he had a spear, and dressed in a traditional way as many Indigenous people in the old days would dress. And he said to me, "You're one of us." And he poked me in the head like this, and at first I thought he was putting paint on me, but he went like that, and I felt this thing while I was in meditation, like this surge behind my nose, actually. And I thought, "Oh, what's that?" And I thought I had a headache. I felt like I was punched in the nose, right behind my eyes, in between. It wasn't until the meditation went on, because this happened quite a few times, where I felt that surge behind my nose, that he activated my pituitary gland, my third eye. And he said to me, "I'm making you see clearly. You need to start seeing what we see. And I'm giving you a vision, and I need you to share this with everyone." So I trust him, and he says to me, "WOOMERA, come with me." WOOMERA is a place in South Australia, and it's connected to a military facility which is connected to Pine Gap in the Northern Territory. And I see this scene in front of me. It's night time in the desert in the centre of Australia. I see an Indigenous man. This is metaphor, by the way. Please take everything that I say both literally and as a metaphor, and just use your discernment and try and work out what I'm trying to say here. I see an Indigenous man in the middle of the night in the desert, and he has a baby in his hands. And this thing rises up out of the dirt, out of the earth, like a flat disc. And it rises up in front of him, and he hands the baby to this flat disc, which had a feeling of technology and underground military, but also interdimensional kind of aspect to it. Okay, I don't want to say extraterrestrial because I feel like it's in this planet, on this earth. So interdimensional, and it's of this earth, or has access to us. He then takes me underground, and I'm in this facility. It's a military facility, and it's like I'm remote viewing it, and I'm kind of floating, but it feels very real. It's like I'm invisible, no one can see me, but I'm there. The room is not very big, but it's like a lab. No windows, but lights installed. And there's a horrible coldness to it. I see people in the military working there, but they seem almost robotic, I want to say. I hear this horrible screeching of a beast in a cage, and it looks like a half man, half bull or goat head, something with horns, but a body of a man, and it's hairy. And it's a chimera. It's something that's been. I know immediately. I just know immediately. This is a man-made creature. It's been manipulated. It's been created. It's not from another planet. It's not a natural occurrence. This is a half man, half bull. It's a minotaur, and it screeched. It yelled out this horrible, like ear-splitting screech, and was thrashing about in this cage. And nobody, the people working in this lab, had not even batting an eye. I then see another cage, and in this cage is a huge, it's almost hunched over, it's so huge, like a werewolf creature, half man, half dog. Now, I know these are called dogmen, okay, in the modern sort of researchers of cryptids. But this, it felt like it was created. It was created by this military complex experiments. It's just this horrible, just the feeling, the general oppressive feeling under this ground is of torture. I don't know how else to describe it. It's no soul. There's no soul in anything that they're doing. I then float to another sorry. Sorry, I don't want to stop. I'm going to keep going. I then float to another room. And there is experiments being done on people. These are the Indigenous people. It felt like they had taken them. Maybe they were on drugs, or maybe they were homeless. Maybe they were young people that had run away from home and never were seen again. Some of them were, what the elder told me was the stolen generation. I'm sorry. If you don't know who these people are, if you're from another country and you don't know what the stolen generation is, I'll explain to you. For decades in this country, there was an institutionalised destruction of the Indigenous people, of their families. Children were ripped from the arms of their mothers because they were black, because they were Indigenous. These children were taken and they were told that it was for their own good because they didn't know how to raise their children. Many of these kids went into homes or into white families to be raised. But what I was shown was that some of these children some of these babies were taken and experimented on. I don't think I'm going to describe what I saw in detail, but I want you to imagine the worst horror movie you've seen. When the whole time this was happening, Uncle, the elder, his spirit is talking very, very clearly to me and describing what's happening. And he said to me, they took our people and they stole our essence. They wanted our DNA. They wanted our essence. Because we are the originals. We are the first peoples. We are powerful and they know it. So all of this, and then I see scene after scene after scene of oppression. I see black deaths in custody. I see the raping of young children, Indigenous people. I see young men being brutalised by police, young Indigenous men being targeted by them. I see land being taken and destroyed and desecrated. I see drugs being introduced into communities, alcohol being introduced into communities. the young people who've lost their way. And I see just the absolute destruction of a whole nation of people who hold the most sacred information, knowledge, and power within them. And it's all so that they can harvest their trauma and take their DNA, their blood, and steal their essence. Because they're trying in these experiments to take the consciousness of these people. And Uncle said to me, they are turning everything upside down. They knew we were close to the land. They knew that we were one with it. And they wanted to destroy that and invert it and do the opposite. They wanted to own the land. They wanted to steal it for themselves. They wanted to take the resources. They wanted to separate families so that people are just like workers and slaves. They disconnect from the earth and the power of themselves. And if they could do this to the most powerful people, these are the originals, the masters, really. And they invert that. And they make us, in school, they teach us that they're nothing, that they are savages. What do you think that does to our world? They make us think and indoctrinate us that these people who are the originals, the people of this land, are of no consequence when they are the most important. So after this vision, or during this vision, Uncle tells me, you need to tell this to the world. Because I asked him, is this private information, is this sacred information I can't share? He said, no, all of this is done. The stuff underground, he said, they're no longer going to take our people, not underground or above ground. It's over. And with that, he showed me it was like an alliance and military. He said there's two factions. There's the evil ones who've been here for hundreds of years trying to destroy the earth connection, destroy the divine feminine. And now there is this alliance who are undoing that. They're tipping the balance back and undoing it bit by bit. And he said this alliance, if you go to Pine Gap and if you go to WOOMERA, he said there is still security there, but nothing's going on underground anymore. It's done. This fits in with some of the information when you think about it, how the US government under Trump has withdrawn funding from military funding to Pine Gap, etc., the US bases here. He slashed all their funding, nearly all of it. And I'm assuming that there's only a little bit of the funding left just to pay for security on there. But these are the alliance. These are the good people. I don't know what happened to the people and the beings underneath. I don't know what I wasn't shown what now happens, because I asked him what's happening now, and he said it's done. And there's no more oppression from now on, because we're taking back our land. And he said we are going to come back into our power again. This harvesting of the trauma that's been going on underground and above ground, it's all part of this structure that we live in. It's part of what's been fueling everything. Now, I spoke to Chris Geo last night and told him some of what I saw. And he uses the language of that this is a matrix and it's a computer simulation. And there's a virus in the computer simulation, and that's what's creating this. That's why they're harvesting trauma and not just energy in general to keep the simulation going. It doesn't matter what you believe, whether you use that language or not. The reality is that they're tapping into the most important people, really. I mean, they are the original people. And they know that the power that these people hold, they're destroying it. It's so destructive. It's in their DNA. These people are magical. So, after all this, I think that was the end of the vision. But throughout the whole time, this pain behind my eyes, like in my nose, was just surging and surging. And I realised, like, wow, he's activated something for me to see this. It's like I'm amping up my ability to have that third sight, or second sight, the third eye, I should say. That's just really amplified. And the whole time I'm talking to him, I kept saying, what tribe are you from? What tribe are you from? I thought he was from Northern Territory, around the Uluru area, because I know there's a significant ceremony that's going to take place. Now I know. There's a significant ceremony that's going to take place in December there. And he kept saying this word beginning with G, and I'm like, all right. Afterwards I'll look up a tribe beginning with G, and he's going, something gutta. Okay, I kept hearing that. And then right at the end, as I'm coming out of the meditation, I said, what tribe are you from? Please tell me. And he said, Gunungara. When I looked it up afterwards, I didn't know how to spell it. I just wrote Gunagara, just hoping I would find something. Now what popped up was Gundangara. They are the people of this country where I live, the Blue Mountains. They're the people of the Southern Highlands where Elder Trish, Auntie Trish lives. The Gundangara, this is the land of the Gundangara. This old man, he is the spirit that comes to the elders, to Auntie Trish, and he passed on a message to me. And when I told her, she knew immediately who it was. He's a powerful spirit, and he had a message. And he chose me. He chose me to say it, to share it with you. And now, as a result, I have the honour from Trish, Auntie Trish. She wants me to join her in ceremony, along with the other elders, in December. And I'm very honoured to do that. this is the message. I know the video's gone long, and I know it's not a prediction, but I want you to understand. He said to me, I need to put this up by the 16th of September, by the 17th of September, because that is the tipping point, that's the turning point. And I did pick up on 17th of September in a previous video, but he said that's the turning point, because from now on we take our land back. We undo the bad that has gone before us for over 230 years. And the people will join. Everyone from Australia, all the people that live in this country, they're all part of bringing this back to the people, the originals. This is not about a treaty. This is not about, a white person coming and telling people what to do. No, this is just a message to help you to understand that it now changes from this point on. This is the turning point, and it has a wide effect on the rest of the world, because all the Indigenous peoples all around this world, they've all had this happen to them. Why do you think? Because they are the originals. They are the first peoples, and they hold the knowledge and the power that the dark forces wanted to corrupt. But no more. I hope you liked that video, and I'm going to end it there. One thing I forgot to tell you, when he told me to start the meditation at 22:22, I opened my eyes. When I finished, I looked at the time, and it was 23:11 or 11:11. So thank you for that, and I hope you can like and subscribe to my channel. Please share this video. Make it go viral, not because I want the views. Make it go viral because the message, the deeper message here is that that's enough. Bring back the respect for our original people. Bring back their knowledge and embrace what they have to tell us and teach us. Because I'm telling you, it is the key to making this world a better place. Thank you.